All right, guys, part 3 of the video. This is the retail cuts in general that come off of a half of beef. Obviously, we're talking about a biological critter. There's gonna be differences, there's gonna be adjustments. Some of them are gonna be better than others. I'm gonna try to highlight some of that as I walk through the list. And just like the previous 2 videos, we are going from the chuck to the round. As we start up here, we already see the Thor's hammer. Great presentation piece, and it's one of those ones that takes a lot of work, and I personally have struggled to cook 3 of them at the same time that come out well. But as we move backwards from that, we have our chuck ribs, and then we have our plate ribs. And as we talk about the ribs, the thing that's most interesting, everybody wants those big dino style ribs that we see on TV. What's interesting to note, those come out of the plate ribs, and those are typically not near as tender as the chuck ribs are. They're just not as fun of a thing to look at. We come around here, we've got chuck roasts, we've got our terrace major, we've got our flat iron steaks that we went through on a separate video. You will notice our brisket presents a little bit differently than most people. We've got the head of the brisket, this is what we sell, and actually the tail of the brisket, or the brisket flat, we make into beef bacon that you can also find on our website. We can trail down through the skirt steaks, and the flank will come back up. This is the tenderloin tail. So going up from here, we'll get to the rest of the filet. But look at those ribeyes. Comment in here what grade you think this animal should have been. It'd be an interesting science experiment for our steak lovers in the group. New York's. These are your tenderloin steaks, your filet steaks. The tail comes off here. This may be in a tenderloin tail box. It also may be in the steak grind that we talked about. Coming across here is the bavette or the flap steak, depending on where you come from in the country and what you want to call it. And then coming up from the bottom of the sirloin, we have the tri-tip. We have the top sirloin steaks, the picanha, and lastly, the eye around, which is the only individual cut we keep off the ribeye, or off the round primal. And the thing to note is these are the individual cuts we sell, and as everybody will understand, about half of what we yield off of a half of beef is going to be burger in some fashion. We may add liver to that for our ancestral grind. It may be a chuck brisket short rib grind that's really great for smash burgers. But that is the bread and butter of what you're going to get out of a half of beef, from the highest of high-end ribeyes down to the best burger you can get. Understand it's all 21-day dry age, and it all comes out of this building. Thank you guys. We'll chat soon.